What's going on, guys? Today is Wednesday, June 11th, and I'm gonna be doing a tilt session recap. Today, I well, just be honest with you guys. My grandmother, she's not doing so good. She went into the hospital this morning, and I know I should not be trading. So my mind was, truthfully, it's not even, it's not even in the markets right now. And, I'm pushing myself to do this recap. But I just want to, be real with you guys. This is, reality of trading. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I hit max loss today, which is $1,000. As you guys can see, I'm actually down $1,031. And and not only that, there was really nothing going on pre-market. Just to show you guys this, here's the gap scanner this morning. The only thing that was really interesting was this KZIA. Higher price stock. I mean, not too much. It was around $10. I usually like to trade anything anywhere from like $3 to like $5-6, and this opened up around $10-11. So and the spreads were 10-15 cents at times. I even saw 30 cents, and everything else down here, these 30% gainers pre-market, the spreads were really high on these. Some of them were like 20 cent spreads. So, coming into the morning, I was looking at this KZIA, and looking at this, I really, with with the issue with my grandmother and whatnot, I really did not want to trade this morning. I wasn't thinking about trading this morning. I wanted to trade, but I knew my mind wasn't there. And not only that, there wasn't really nothing that was looking really good in the morning. So I think this is really a recap more on psychology, mental state as far as trading this, goes, and how it affects decision making in the markets, or decision making in general. But when you're trading, especially when you're making these fast decisions, and I mean, you got money on the line. I know this is a evaluation. It's not real money. I got to make $6,000 in order to move to a funded account. But still the emotions and everything still, they're still there. The I guess you could say the decisions that you make still affect for something, and it's more time than money. I mean, if you're moving up, if you're making money, and you have an evaluation, and I want to say I was getting real close, but I was making progress in the evaluation, and so yeah, I pretty much wiped all of last week's gains out in one day, in today. But needless to say, I'm gonna just, before I jump into like the recap here, I want to show you guys my account dashboard. I took a screenshot of this because, like I said, the account numbers all over the dashboard, and I don't think that matters. It is evaluation, so, but just to be on the safe side, here's my here's a performance. So yeah, I was doing, like I said, I was making progress last week. This week has been real hard, and I know I'm not the only one. That's a lot of people trading small caps, trading the gappers and whatnot. They're also having difficult time this week, just because there hasn't hasn't been anything really too much worthwhile trading, truthfully. So this week has just been trending down. I mean, you can see that was Friday. Or I think that was Monday. Profitable trade I had first thing Monday, and then we're just going down. And then, so we're breaking. If you look at this like a stock chart, we're trending down right now. And so really what I'm upset about today is I'm really trying to work on these, success rate and risk to reward. Now I'm still I'm still winning 2 times more when I'm right than when I'm wrong, but I was at 1.4, which pretty much says I'm winning four times more when I'm right than when I'm wrong. My success rate was at like 65%, if I think, back, yesterday, 2 days ago. So that has decreased. So yeah, not doing really great here. I got so I have $168 pretty much left from my profits from from last week. So needless to say, this week we are trending down big. So yeah. And just to pull up my trades here. So the first trade, I came in relatively decent. First trade was on this KZIA. As you guys can see, I made almost 200 bucks, $192. And I think this is this trade right here. This is KZIA. So just to show you this trade here. So yeah, this was real whippy, and like I said, I don't like these because, as you guys can see, when you break these highs, because I like to use the highs and the lows of the 1 minute candles as like confirmation, either a breakout or continuation, whatnot. But yeah, you guys can see. I mean, when you break these these highs here, you just get it was really chopped. So there wasn't, granted, I know this is like the first 5-10 minutes of trading. So needless to say, I was looking at this $10. You'll see over here on the 5 minute, $10 was these pre-market, or I think this, yeah, pre-market highs. Pre-market, not highs, but early morning kind of like topping wicks here, and then we broke through, and then we came down, and $10 psychological level. Two of $10. I was looking at that to possibly have a bounce off of. Granted, I really wanted the short, but this thing was just, like I said, the spreads were real large on it. I seen like 10-cent spreads. I reduced size to 500 shares, and then once I saw came down, made a new low on this 1 minute candle here, and shot right back up, closed towards the high of the candle. And I tried to get kind of like a dip and rip, set up, hopefully maybe break the highs. It did not, but yeah, it dipped a little bit, got in, and got shot right up to his highs. The first 1-2 minute open highs there, and then after I seen it, it looked like it wanted to break out possibly, and then it started to come back in, and that's when I took it out. And that was the best trade of the. That was the only winning trade, I believe, of the day, and that was relatively a decent trade. 200, and at that point in time, I said to myself, you know what, I gotta walk away, and I wasn't really feeling it, and I really wanted to walk away, but then I was looking at QUBT. And this thing's really going now. Oh, wow. Well, there you go, guys. It's going to 11 o'clock, and this thing's halted. So here comes the volume, But needless to say, I was looking at QUBT, QUBT, and I missed the breakout. I'll go over that in a second. Let me get to Tesla right quick, because that's QUBT's the stupidest trading, truthfully. Stupidest trading on QUBT. But let me go over to Tesla right quick, and I'll show you guys what not to do. Which I'm sure you guys already know this. But yeah, Tesla. So You know, like I said, I went to Tesla. I really, there was nothing else really left to do. I was upset because I missed a breakout long on QUBT. And so I went to Tesla and I saw Tesla, coming. We gapped open on Tesla here, pre-market. Had some of these wicks down here about $331 a share. And once we started coming down here on these 5-minute candles, you see these 5-minute wicks right here. I started seeing this. Granted, this one broke down and closed lower, but once I start seeing these wicks, I said, okay, I'm gonna try a long here. Possibly if these pre-market support area holds, looking ideally Tesla back up to this pre-market highs, I guess you could say. I mean, we're trading above yesterday's close. Tesla has been trending up, so that's what I was looking at. As you guys can see, here's a 2-day of Tesla in the 5-minute. I mean, we've been trending up decently, so that's what I was really hoping to have these this low here hold and make some highs on Tesla. 100 shares. So I just go over these ones here on Tesla. And yeah, not so good. On this 1-minute candle, we broke this kind of like, I guess you could say, high here. I thought we were gonna get a nice little push. As you guys know, when Tesla moves, it moves. There's no looking back, and it's hard to get in it when it starts really moving. You have like 5, 6 1-minute bars that's just straight up with volume. But yeah. Needless to say, 130, I think 132, I tried to get in and got in just above 132. I'm trying. Yeah, I had set 132 in the in my order entry window there, 132. Bought 132. Looked like it wanted to go. Quickly smashed down on me. Took it off, $135 loss. And at this point in time, I should have probably just called it quits. But I was like up $80, give or take, $70. Yeah, and then I tried another long off of this level here, which is this support pre-market. Tried another long there, and I closed out pretty much flat. Yeah, bought 131.05 and then closed out 131.18, and yeah, that wasn't $13. It was on 100 shares. That's 13 cents, and yeah, nothing really there. And then it came back down to its lows, and then I tried to. This was a mistake on my part. Like I could say, this would have been a decent trade, but I made a mistake. I hit the reverse button on accident. I thought I had it on. I don't know what I did, truthfully. I just hit the reverse button and I reversed it. So I reversed my long. As you guys can see here, bought 100 shares at 329.84, which is somewhere down 84. Yeah, right there. So went long 100 shares. And then for whatever reason, I hit the reverse button, and then I sold 329.37. I don't know how this actually worked out. Yeah, and then I sold out my 100 shares there at 329.37, and then I went short 329.37, 100 shares, and then once I see what I did, I don't know why is there another 100 shares? Okay, so I don't know what I did. I must have double clicked. Like I said, my mind wasn't there. Should not have been trading, and then I quickly closed out. So I hit $45 loss and a $47 loss just right there. And if I would have held long, stopped somewhere below the low here, or maybe even break of when I really started to see it break down below 329, just jump out. But yeah, needless to say, whatever was going on there, I hit the reverse button. Looks like I hit it. I don't even know how I did this, because that would have covered. Closed my long, and then I have 100 shares short here, and then I have another 100 shares short, and then I covered. So, but needless to say, $247 loss, and $45 another $45 loss, and then we'll get to the dumbest trading. QUBT. So QUBT, quantum stocks were moving today up, and what I was really looking at is, I think there was some. This is a 5-minute chart, but I think there was some more resistance around the yesterday's highs. See, I don't even have them marked off. So yesterday's highs is over here, and I knew there was some longer term resistance around the 1762, I think that is, somewhere around there. And then we opened up this morning, we came right into it, rejected. So I'm looking at a breakout here, either breakout or breakdown. But ideally, I'm looking at a breakout, because I knew these names were strong. So this was the trade here. Once I saw this nice bar get formed right here, I tried to get in on a bit of a dip. I did not get filled, unfortunately. I think I threw an order in there, hit the hotkey to limit order to buy, did not get filled, and this thing ripped right up. And I think I had 1,000 shares. I was looking at 1,000 shares, so that would have been a nice $500. I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? And then that's when I started trading Tesla. So after that breakout, I started trading Tesla. Why I wasn't continue watching this? We had a nice, break, test, go. So I mean, look at this. That's a good trade right in here, right back at 1762. We came in, and then we went. That was a great trade. But I was down here looking at Tesla. Wasn't, like I said, guys, I was not there today. That's just the reality of it. And then after, I guess you could say, some FOMO, or I wouldn't say really FOMO, but being upset that I missed out on these two good trades, and looking at it, and this thing's going higher. Here comes the dumbest stuff you could do, and that's, leave it up to me to be shorting the strongest stock in the market, to be trying to fade the strongest stock in the market. Leave it up to me, right? So this is just pure stupidness. So this is really what not to do. I know sometimes, once in a blue moon they could work out and you can make a lot of money, but they're not, in the long run. They are not worth trying to do. So we had this one kind of like volume bar. I thought it was going to be an exhaustion. We had volume coming in on this breakout, and then we had this real quick rejection, broke the low of that bar. So I kind of thought this might be an exhaustion to the upside, right around $19 a share. We came back up to $19 a share. And this is what happened. I saw a little doji candle form right at 19, put an order at 19, and that, of course, was the wrong move. 1,000 shares, 1901 I got filled, closed out at 1914 for $130 loss. Okay. Now, this is when I really was almost at my, I think I wasn't. Like I said, I don't want to lose more than $500-600 on this account per day. I blew that out the water today. I did double that. So I think I was like down 300 and something at this point. And this is when I started kind of getting, looking back and thinking, just reflecting on my decision making. This is when I really should have walked away again. I should have walked away after making just 190 bucks. It's not a lot of money, but I should have walked away then. I didn't trade a Tesla, and then I was down like 30 bucks, as you guys can see. Tesla, I lost $221 on Tesla. I made 190 on KZIA, and I was down 30 something dollars. Okay, so I was down 30 something dollars, and I should have walked away. This trade here did not work out. Trying to short $19. At that trade I was down about 160, 170 bucks after that trade. So most likely at that point in time I was like, okay, well, I should I should really walk away, because nothing's going on. My watch list it's dead. It's not, there was nothing great in the morning, pre-market. So I don't even know why I stuck around. But it was still early, right? This is what, 10 o'clock. So we haven't even, went through 30 minutes of trading really. And, I was like, okay, it's 10 o'clock, it's early. I could possibly make it back. That's, that's what you think, right? So anyways, needless to say, we come back up to this 1 minute candle high here. We put in, once it broke out, and once it came back in and started to close out a doji, I try to get in right there at pretty much the high. If you guys could see it here, I'll give me a second, move this out the way. I know I'm trying to justify what I was trying to do here. Maybe these two trades here are justifiable, but anything else I did afterwards is not. So, yeah, like I said, big volume on this push higher, quick rejection, possibly an exhaustion candle right here. Move this over here, right here. So maybe 119, whole dollar level, short, did not work. Stopped out above these wicks, these highs. Okay, we come back up to the high, break the high, come back in. Once it started to come back in, I sold right at what was this trade? 1924. So roughly right below the yellow line there, or the orange line. Shorted. Okay, did not work. Broke that candle high. I stopped out. Okay. So maybe these two trades here were justifiable. It's not the ideal by far. Not an A+ setup by far. But maybe they were justifiable. Okay. And then here comes the stupid trading. I don't even know what I was doing here. Short here, covered here. And I think I actually hit the button 2 times, because now I'm trading with limit orders, and I'm trading with my hotkeys. So I must have hit the button 2 times. Sell. Yeah, so I sold 2,000 shares right here after it broke through that high. Now let me show you guys something else. Throw on the EMA, right? Throw on the EMA. Stupid. Now, when you have the 9 EMA on there, look at that. The ideal is just to buy the 9 EMA. Just to buy down here at the 9 EMA. Made a killing if I done that. So, yeah, like I said, short here, 2,000 shares. Short, covered, $110 loss. And now I'm really upset, and I'm just trying to, I'm fighting. I'm fighting this. I think I short here, and I try to cover, but I hit the sell button, and I shorted again and ripped the, so this is just stupid. And then, look, why I tried to take a short there at 1977, and look at this. Came right to, yeah, granted, I think I was on this trade, I was in the money like 200 bucks or 100 bucks or something, 150 bucks or something like that, but we had this, we got this, the 30-second rule with trade the pool. So it wasn't over 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it was over 10 cents. It wasn't over 30 seconds. So I couldn't close out that for, 150 bucks. And truthfully, I know my mind, I was looking for a flush back to VWAP. Because now we're trading up here. VWAP's way back down here. So I was looking for a reversion back down to VWAP. just stupid. Just stupid. And shorted there and rip right to the high, and I think I said I'm gonna have stop up here above $20 a share if it got up to 20. Now granted, I did see an order for like I think it was like 200,000 shares on the offer at $20. Was not nothing. Once it got really close to 20, that order moved quickly. It broke right through 20. So some guy trying to spoof the market up here above 20 with a 200,000 share block order. Just nothing. I mean, this thing's moving up. I mean, until that order really gets tested and you start seeing the tape print, into that order, you don't know if it's real or if it's just some guy throwing some offers out there trying to make this, stock go down. So you really don't know, and that was stupid. So that was $300 loss. That just unbelievable. And then once we got above $20, looked like it didn't want to hold. Like I said, I'm trying to justify these trades here, but they're not justifiable. They're just trying to make money back. You're in a loss, you're emotionally compromised, and you're trying to make money back. And that's the wrong thing to do. It's better just to leave, and, not have this happen. Be hit with your max loss for the day, your daily max loss. It's a good thing that this is in there, that they stop you from trading, it's a great thing, and they don't blow your account or anything like that. So it is a benefit, but as a trader, and especially somebody that's people who really are trying to be good at this, they should not think about even trying to hit their max loss. But I know, like I said, this is evaluation, and that's another thing I'll touch on right quick in a second. But this is the last trade here. So this last trade was 220 bucks. After it came back through 20, moved back up above 20. I saw it start to come down, so I didn't think it was gonna break this. Shorted there, and that's another trade. I was up like another 150 bucks. But I think by the time, because it came up and it started to come down, this 1 minute candle here, and I got in. I wasn't really in a losing trade. What did I do here? Or no, I'm sorry. That's wrong. I'm sorry. So what happened here is, looking at the orders, I actually sold right here at 1987. And then once we broke above 20 bucks, so I wasn't even in the money, but, down 10 cents. So, and then once we broke the high, once we broke $20, it stopped me out. So, I mean, look at this, guys. Short, 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 short. Short stop out, short stop out, short stop out, short stop out. I mean, that's just right in the 9. We're not even under the 9 EMA, exponential moving average. And stupid trade, just stupid. I mean, maybe if you bought dips to the 9, buy them, move higher, close out, come back in, close out. I mean, that would have been no reason to short this after it broke really 1760, 62, 63, whatever. There was no reason to be shorting this. None whatsoever. Ideal long, dip and rip, break through that level, break out there, pull back here, nice little long there, pull back. I mean, you could possibly even, this thing's now trending up. This is another like setup that I like to look for when trading larger price, larger cap stocks. Come back down. He had 1, 2, 3 red bars, right back down to the 9 moving average. Buy stop above the high of this candle here, triggered you in, had a nice ride to the upside. And then pretty much after that, you're just buying the 9 moving average. Would have made a bunch of money. Would have made a bunch of money, but that, just like I said, this is stupid. Stupid. And of course, yeah, eventually it did. It did go back down, but came right back down to VWAP, around right about $19 a share, right there where I started initially shorting it. So, it's frustrating, but needless to say, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Not happy by a long shot. Like I said, couple factors to play in here. First, like I mentioned with my grandmother, that had me that really has me upset this morning. And that was before the market even opened. I got that news, and that had me upset. And I, at that time, I in the back of my mind, after, like I said, trading for so long, I knew I should not be trading today. Because my worst trading days, I'm not with talking about prop firms. I'm talking about my real life money. With brokers. My worst days are usually, truthfully, when me and my wife fight, or have some family issues, or there's a lot of stress of, things that might be going on, just life situations that bring upon a lot of stress to somebody. Those days are always the worst days for me trading. And I think as traders, we really got to realize and recognize when there are issues outside of trading that can affect our performance, because this is a performance-based game. And if there's issues outside of trading that possibly could affect your decision making in the market, it's best to stay away. Do not trade. I mean, like I mentioned to you guys, this is an evaluation. But I trade my own money too, and I've lost a lot of money because there was things that happen outside of the market that affect my decision making in the market. Okay, so these are things, lessons that we gotta like realize as traders, and kind of prepare for and realize and understand. We all want to get in and make our money and feel good, and it does. I mean, if you have problems outside of trading, stress related or being upset or something, you come into the markets, you make your money, and then you get that sense of like, okay, you feel good about yourself because okay, you made money in the markets, you got other problems, but that making the money in the markets, it does help out with whatever you have going on. But the downside is, if you're gonna lose money, you're gonna perform bad. Now you got two factors. Now you're upset about this situation, and then you also lost a bunch of money in the markets. So you have two factors you're upset about. So yeah, it even makes it worse. I mean, granted, I'm okay about this loss. It is what it is. It's over. It's done with. No account's been blown. Nothing dramatic has happened as far as with my trading. So I'm not worried about it. I can make it back. It just sucks. Like I said, this is, my average winning day is $500. This is 2 winning days that I have to do to make back this loss. And this whole week has been really dead. I mean, there hasn't been really anything great pre-market that has been really worthwhile. There's been some moves, but the way, what I look for as far as like, stocks that are gapping up, 80 to a couple 100% pre-market, and low floats that are lower price stocks, and possibly could fade that move or get a continuation, depending on the news and catalysts and everything else like that. But, this week hasn't been anything. And that also, if you have a strategy that depends on that, and you come into the market in the morning, pre-market, and you're looking at your gap scanner, and the only thing you see is one stock that's kind of like out of your price range, and it is, let me see here, 5 million share float, 6 million share float, so float's kind of small on it, but it's higher price stock than you usually trade. Spreads are really, really large on it. You see on the open. Is it really worth trading? I mean, I made money on it, but I mean, is it really worth, risking money, for the day or whatever? And it is what it is, guys. So yeah, that's a little rant about psychology in the markets. I know there's a lot of people that talk about it. I'm not going to say a lot of people don't talk about it. There's a lot of people that talk about it, but I think what a lot of people get, more so obsessed about, not obsessed about, but see when they see people trading or day traders, or they see the profits, they see how much money you can make, and you can make a lot of money in this business. I mean, it's a lot of money you can make, but first there's a lot of things that go into that, and that is your available risk capital. I'm not talking about having an account with $100,000 buying power like this evaluation. Yeah, this evaluation, I got $100,000 buying power, but that doesn't mean I got $100,000 of risk. I got a $1,000 daily stop. I got $1,000 a day I could risk, a maximum of $3,000, or as percentages is 3%. So if I hit 3%, I get wiped out. If I hit $3,000, I blow the account. So I do not have an account with $100,000 in it. And that's the same thing if you have a brokerage account, you're trading stocks, you're over PDT, you got 25,000. Of course, 25,000 doesn't mean anything, because if you have $25,000 in one penny, you hit a $10 losing trade, you can't trade anymore. You get, you'll have, you're under PDT. So, you got to look at the available risk capital. If you have $30,000 and you're at PDT, you got an account, you got 25 grand in it. I mean, you got 25 grand. Oh, you're over the PDT. Essentially, you're over the PDT. You got $5,000 of risk capital. You got $30,000. Okay, you're over the PDT. But PDT is $25,000, and you got $5,000 of risk capital. So that's it. You got $5,000 you could risk before you essentially blow the account. Before the account moves under PDT, to $25,000, and you gotta, move more money into it to get it back above PDT. So, I mean, yeah. So I'm not gonna do any more going on anymore about this. It's an upsetting day. I got other issues that I got to worry about. Not really this too much, but I wanted to do a video. Like I said, I had, I enjoy doing these recaps too. I do, and I watch them. Like I said, I go back on my trading, and this is what anybody should do. This, if you're in the markets, if you're trading, do these recaps. Even if you don't, post them on YouTube or anything like that, do your recaps and stick them on YouTube, the private thing. That way you have access to them, and then you could just, even if you don't even talk, just record your screen throughout the day, and then put it on YouTube, the private. If you don't want to do the whole channel and everything, just put it on private, and then go back and review. you know, and I don't think a lot of traders really do that. Is really reviewing their trades and watching the tape, you know, how they played out, watching your entries and exits. Like, I don't have to watch this. This is just plain stupid. I know not to be doing this, and you know, it is what it is. So yeah, guys, that's it here for today. Today's Wednesday, and tomorrow will be Thursday, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll trade, maybe I won't. Depending on, you know, family. See what goes on. Hopefully, you know, everything will be will be okay. But yeah. So tomorrow's a new day. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and then go from there. And yeah, I appreciate you guys' time, and take care. Hopefully you're doing better than me. Hopefully you guys made some money on this QUBT. You know, I really do. I hope you guys made some money. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it there, guys. So I will see what tomorrow brings, and I will be back at you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Trade safe, trade smart.